Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 4 with another team adventure. This time it's all about the classic sports cars. We've got a selection of B-class classic sports cars going racing, and I'm starting at the back. Fantastic, that's what I wanted. I'm driving a Triumph. I'm driving a little bit of a mad Triumph, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. It's rear-wheel drive, has vintage race tyres and 350 horsepower, courtesy of a BMW straight 6. It might be very quick in some instances. It's going to be terrible off-road. At this track, from the back, it's going to be tough. If we'd started further up, I think we could maybe run away and cause grief. Here, we're going to have to be overtaking cars. Now, on the tarmac, the rear-wheel drive won't be a problem. On the dirt, of course, my lack of all-wheel drive may hinder it a smidge. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, we're going to have to see what this car can do. Now, vintage race tyres are pretty good. You know, at the end of the day, they are actually a pretty good choice for B-class. Now, it's going to suffer, as I said, it's going to suffer on the dirt. There's nothing we can do about that much. But this is going to be more for score points here, and then we worry about the dirt races and try and score, 6th or 7th place, and just score a few hundred points and hope that that is enough. On the tarmac, we're going to have to hope that some of these circuits, we are quick enough. We are going to have good top end, I would expect. 350 horsepower is not bad in B-class. For a sensibly built B-class car, yes, you can get thousands if you want, but for one that might actually even be a little bit usable, it's not too bad. We're going to sneak our way through. Okay, so the midget is cool. It's an interesting addition to the game. It's very difficult to build and drive. So, yeah, that one got stuck on the outside of us a little bit. I'm actually kind of surprised with the Aston mine. I was tempted to build the Aston. I didn't really fancy it because I didn't have much PI to work with. Didn't know what was going to come out of it at the end. One of the downsides I do have with this car is I didn't have an upgraded gearbox, so we are still running the standard box here. I ran out of PI, and I thought the standard box was going to be okay for it. It seems like there's going to be a gear where we get some power in it, that's for sure. Carefully does it. It's a bit bouncy and a bit wobbly. Now, I did put it on rally suspension, I think, to hopefully make it a little bit more manageable, and I might be regretting that decision. I think maybe I would have been better off just, if we're going to go for this build. So I put it on rally suspension because I figured if I didn't, it would be so undrivable over even the slightest bump, it might kill me, but maybe I shouldn't have done that because we're quite wobbly. Maybe we should have just gone all out for it in terms of tarmac spec. Points-wise, it's mega close here at the moment between both teams. There's 50 points in it, and it keeps fluctuating. I can't afford to lose a place. Ideally, if we could get a car up into second, that would be good. The MGB ran very, very wide through there, and that's kind of what we want to see. At the moment, it's 2002 Turbo, I think, leading the way from the MG and then that Aston Martin. We are not that far down. I might have hoped I was a little quicker around here. I might have hoped to be a smidge quicker around here. I've got that corner all terribly wrong for me. That's really bad news. Oh, I'm really glad the midget was busy fighting further back. I'm really, really glad that was busy having a fight further back. I mean, he's having a big old fight with another MGB by the looks of it, I think. They can have their own little battle. Points have gone more our way now, which is nice to see. Can we reel back into that podium battle? Maybe. Oh, come on, come on. It's quite understeery is the Triumph. It's got a fair bit of understeer going on in it. Oh, there we go. We're through there. I just think we're going to be stuck in no man's land. Yeah, it's quite a chunk of understeer. Not crazy big tyres on this. I say sadly. You always want big tyres. Big tyres are more good. That's the way of Forza. But it's not the worst. Not the worst sized tyres. I think about 255s at the rear, maybe a little bit bigger than that, and similar-ish at the front. It's not the skinniest tyres, but I mean you can fucking feel the understeer going on through there. I don't have Forza Aero on the car either, and maybe I should have gone for that. But I mean, without the aero, you can get a little bit more straight line speed. Not that we're likely to use that all too much. We'll see on some of the other circuits as it is here. Oh, a little struggling. Little struggling. We've got one more lap to go. We've got one more lap to go around here. Try and do something either, well, I say move forward if we can, but more likely it's just hold station. Fend off the little the little slidey, terrifying, difficult to drive midget. We're going to get massive understeer through there again. I say it's difficult to drive midget. I'm also having huge problems with the Triumph, so, I'm probably not one to talk. Definitely not got the gear for that out of there. It mostly works, the gearbox. is quite long, but sometimes quite long gearboxes can actually be quite helpful. It helps quell some of the wheel spin. If it's all very like super close range box, you might have some big understeer issues. The midget tried to get to the inside. It sort of got there but couldn't really make that pass stick. You're not close enough to have a dive. You've got to be almost alongside going into that corner to have a dive there. Oh no, street furniture, don't slow me down too much. It slowed down a little bit. The MG is still there, having a weave around, having a little bit of a look. It's got acceleration, but I don't think it can match me for top end down here. We can pull away. We're going to now defend our way through here. Make sure that there is no gap. We cannot get away with hitting the wall this lap around, and indeed we don't. Then there's no gap for the midget to be having a look, and again we're going to have maybe a little too much of a breakthrough there, but it has to avoid going in that wall. Around the final corner we head here. We will run to the line. We're going to take a 4th place in the end, and it looks like red team it's really swung its way back to red team in that one. Okay, the Triumph is not too bad. 4th place, solid finishing position. Let's see what the other tracks bring us. So, up next we head to the Mortimer Gardens Scramble. We're going to be off-road, we're going to be very slow. I don't know, actually. Oh, game. It's twice. Now, this track, you can get away with a vehicle that's not amazing off-road around here. If your car's fast enough down the straights, it can be okay. Because while there is dirt to deal with, there's also some straight line speed sections. You know, there's some longer straights. I've had more power, well, I say less off-road focused cars do well is probably the best way to phrase it. I'll get there in the end. There's a sentence that makes sense in there somewhere. Yeah, less off-road orientated cars can do okay around this one, but they're often quite difficult to drive, and you have got to not make any mistakes. You can't get away with, for example, hitting the monument through there. And I'm not sure this car's quite going to have the composure to make it work. We're going to give it a try, though. Oh, that's... how on earth did that end up on 2 wheels across there? I do not know, but it did. It had some big old slide. I was hoping to hit that with the back of my car, and thankfully we did. It was close, though. Now, leading the way, we have got... Worst was leading the way, and I think that was in a Spitfire, I think I saw. Maybe it's an all-wheel drive, rally-tired or something. It'll be slow. Ooh, it might be slow in some stuff, but whatever. This is absolutely working here. We've got a huge group of cars around. I'm going to not be able to really... I'm not really going to be able to use my ridiculous straight line speed here. Oh, we're going to squeeze around the outside, and we do make that pass stick at least for position. I'll take it. Right, through turn 1 we go. Do I continue to take my dangerous line? No, probably not. Oh, bad things went on for, I think it was an MGB that hit the monument, was sliding all over the place. Now, of course, a lot of these cars here are probably on vintage race tyres. That's... You can get good PI, you can build quite good cars with vintage race tyres for normal stuff, but of course, out here they get uncomfortable. Out here they're not the best, so you're going to see a lot of sliding around, you're going to see a lot of moving about. The points-wise are very, very finely balanced in all of this. If I can start making my way up through the field, I think the Skyline might be on rally tyres. Oh, it missed a checkpoint. So a shame for the Skyline. Good news for us on red team. It gives us a chunk of points, gives me a position or whatnot. But yeah, I think that Skyline was on rally tyres. What it looked like in the pre-race screens. You can kind of tell by the tyre tread sometimes. We move up into a 4th place once more. We're going to slip and slide a little bit around there. Corvette is to the inside. I'm going to give it space. We saw what happens if cars get connected through that section. It's not a good place to have problems. Oh god, there's somebody on the outside as well. I didn't even realise there was another car involved there. I didn't know it's 3 wide. It's a little bit manic back here in the middle of the pack, isn't it? Oh, the leader's made a mistake. Oh, the Spitfire has missed a checkpoint. Oh, that's disappointing. After a really, really good start, the car was working well here. The Spitfire has missed a checkpoint. I don't think the MG is really enjoying this track all that much. Oh, I think I've got street furniture there. We are going to utilise the power of the Triumph down here as best we can. Try and get past the... Oh, the MG, it's going to be right on the outside. It's going to be my turn to be on the outside for the next corner. This is sketchy as anything. The MG's going to run really deep into turn 1 through there. I'm going to try and be quicker on the exit if I can. We're going to try and cross underneath. Not quite down here. The 2002 Turbo has got to the lead of the race, and that might bugger off if I cannot get past the MG quickly. Oh, we slid up in front of it a little bit. Just stopped it from being able to turn in. We're going to bounce, get a big wheelie over there. That's not what I wanted to do. Come on now, run away. Run away. I think when my car's making some lap time out, it's actually through the water. I don't know whether that's to do with the power I have over some other cars. Not sure. But we certainly are going quickly in places. Oh no! It's something on the terrain there that kicked me sideways. A rock or a curb, something like that. Got me into all sorts of trouble. We're still going to be going for it around the outside of the... No, I don't have the grip to make that one stick. I wanted to, very badly wanted to, but did not make it stick whatsoever. We're going to fly up into turn 1 again. Right, it's another lap, another chance at trying to find a way past that MG. We're going to go for... that's my preferred line. I just don't trust this car as much as some vehicles. It is more difficult to drive around here than some of the cars I have built and driven. The MG is better than me in the twisty sections, I'll give it that much, but can I be close enough for that straight towards the finish line? That's what matters here. I think the MG hates the water. I think that's where I was making my lap speed and catching it before. We're going to bounce through this section. Yeah, it absolutely loathes that water splash. It loses so much time through there. Now, I can't afford to fire wide here. The MG does end up out wide. The Triumph moves up to second place. There's a big gaggle of cars behind. The Aston Martin's actually caught up. The points are super close. In fact, actually, the battle between me and the MG might be what decides this potentially. The Aston Martin went round the outside. They're still battling back there. I don't know who's going to end up third in all of that. We're going to cross the line into second place. It was a good fight. It was a very good fight in that. In the end, it was the MGB that got third, and we're not going to win. Blue team are going to take it. Oh, I crossed the line, and we were, 50 points to go. Oh, the DB4 ended up down in 6th. That's what did it. I don't know. It must have pinged off the wall. It looked like it was making a run for third. I mean, it's all gone. It all went. The MGB got third in the end ahead of the midget. The Corvette ended up in 5th. Well, blue team take the round win. We've got some work to do. So, we're back onto the tarmac here. The Greendale Club Circuit is going to be where we are going racing. Always a fun mixture. One long straight. Good for me. Some twisty corners, not so good for me, but we start on pole. Could we run away a little bit? Maybe. We might be able to make a little bit of a breakaway at the front, and that could be very, very helpful. If we can escape away, let everybody else fight, and maybe we only have to defend for a lap at the end. If we work on the basis that someone's going to have a better suited car for this one. Longbow's down the bottom, although we know that Midget is going to really struggle to... it's not, I don't know, is it the Midget? I might be thinking of the wrong car. Ignore me. Whatever the... whatever the hell it is, the classic, the real classic MG. I think the Midget's a sport. I don't remember. I don't know why my brain thought it was that. I could be wrong, I could be right, I don't know. I will know after I've finished recording this video. Maybe I can edit it in. Sure, there'll probably have been some captions if I got it wrong, or not if I got it right, and I'm talking nonsense now. Who knows? Who knows? I'm leading the way at the moment. I'm not going to get stopped for this corner, but I am leading the way. We ping off the wall and nobody comes... Oh, somebody does come fly. Christ, I just didn't even know there was a car there. I'm really sorry. I turned into that corner before I even knew there was a car alongside me, and I can't... Like, once you're committed to that turn-in, and to be fair to them, once they're committed to that turn-in point, they can't also back out of it. Maybe it dropped down to... It's still 4th. It could have been a lot worse. Yeah, it's... My bad. It happens. It is racing at the end of the day. Didn't miss a checkpoint or anything. Too bad. We've got chronic understeer through turn 1. It is going to be defensive driving from me. We are good down the straight, which, you know, is important. It means I can maybe be far enough away by turn 1, and then I can make a nuisance of myself through here. But I'm going to have to be spot on every corner, every lap now, because I didn't really get far enough away to be able to give myself a breather. So this is going to have to be defend the whole way around. I'm okay with that. I quite like, you know, doing the defensive driving. Something is very noisy. That MG is... I mean, it sounds like something's in a blender in it, but it's going to go around the outside of me, but I don't think it's going to match me down here. It isn't. We're going to retake the lead of the race, but of course, this is the thing that it wants to do, is it wants to get closer every lap. So every lap it's kind of trying to overtake me at an earlier point. I think the 2002 Turbo is going to come flying past whatever we do here. But maybe the 2002 will battle with the MGB for too long. That's what I've got to hope for here. That's the best bet I have in this car, is that the 2002 Turbo is going to slow it down. And that we can defend well enough to keep it from getting past. Because, as I said, if it overtakes me earlier in the lap each time, it will get to the point where I don't repass it. But if I slow it down through the lap by defending, it might not be able to find that, you know, earlier way to get past me. So we're back where we were. I mean, this is exactly where we were last lap around. And while it's going to probably try a similar route, it's going to try around the outside here. Oh, we're going to get a little bit too much understeer through there. It'll maybe try around the outside. I think it's going to actually go for a cutback underneath. It can't do it. We just fill the road with Triumph. But now it has got the cutback on the exit. We'll fill the road with Triumph again. Here comes Impega. And off we go once more. Yeah, Impega is going to get both of us. At this rate, Blue Team are not enjoying this track. Blue Team are not enjoying this track whatsoever with their vehicles. We get big understeer through there, but let's try and get the acceleration on the exit. Make sure we can still have our car in a nice defensible spot for the rest of this lap. Now this is costing me a little bit of lap time as well, ultimately. If I'm defending through here, I'm taking a funky line. I'm taking a different line to where I might normally, although I did have a look and the MG was too far back this lap around to have a look, so we will be safe. In fact, the 2002 Turbo is there. I don't know if I can fend off the BMW for an entire lap, but I might not have to. We might have some excellent teamwork. I'm regretting my gearbox decision here a little bit. It could be better. I actually don't know how many gears I have. Probably 4. I'm glad I have that many. Okay, so we outdragged the 2002. We outdragged the 2002, and that could be very, very important. We are up towards the first corner once again for the TR6. Nicely does it through here. That's actually quite a nice run through that corner. The MG might be trying to set us up for a pass on this final lap. I say it probably is setting us up for a pass on any lap it can get, let's face it. Any chance you're going to get, you're going to want to go past. Here comes that 2002 Turbo. Yes, BMW. Excellent, we've got an excellent wingman. I know Impega would want to win. Maybe lost a little too much time fighting through the pack, and I'm more than happy to admit that 2002 is probably quicker than I am over the course of a lap around here. But if I can hear, I know when the MGB is close, I can hear the damn thing going. The BMW is right there. It's going to give us a nudge through the final corner. It'll get alongside, but it won't matter, I think. We're going to outrun it to the finish line. Indeed we will. Here comes that MGB. Is it going to be able to outrun Impega? I don't know. Maybe not quite. Victory will go the way of the Triumph. We held on. I mean, that's what I knew I was going to have to do. If I was going to win it, I was going to have to win it that way. Impega gets second with the 2002. The DB4 still doing well. Is up in 4th place ahead of the Spitfire. Blue Team did not enjoy that one. Particularly Blue Team's best cars were all the MGs in that one. Christ. That was a nerve-wracking race. But the Triumph got a victory. We held on for the whole race. So, we're back off-road. Highland Farm Scramble? I think I remember the name. Highland Farm Scramble. Oh, on the back. Now, this is a faster dirt circuit. That is true, but it is predominantly dirt. Unlike the Mortimer Gardens, where it's probably a bit more 50-50 in terms of tarmac and dirt. This one here is dirt, but fast dirt. Vintage race tyres, not the worst for this sort of setting, shall we say. God, we're so bad off the line. We're always going to be. In fact, MG ahead of us is also having big problems. We saw at Mortimer Gardens, I mean, the 2002 won it and won it fairly convincingly. The Triumph was also pretty good, so we may work here. We may work here just through sheer power. And in B class, if you've got rally tyres, you are going to probably be down on power. Some cars can make it work, but you are probably going to be a little bit down on the old power front. So yeah, you may struggle in some instances. At the moment, it is the Fair Lady Z that is leading the way. we are getting a little bit stuck in traffic here, as is the as is the purple MG on the outside. Yeah, I mean 2 and 3 wide is going to really struggle to work around here. We're climbing up over the up over everything really. Here comes the straight line speed of my Triumph. We're going to move up a position. We're into 8th place now across the jumps. This is why I have rally suspension, because while it's a bit wobbly on some of the circuits across there, if I was on normal or race or something, I would probably have a massive crash, because it's not going to have the control to deal with that. At the moment, blue team lead the way. We can't actually beat them if they get a 1-2-3, because they've got a 1-2-3, and then now 9th, 10th, 11th, or they were. It's going to fluctuate. It's how it goes with this. Bad things have happened to a couple of our cars actually, so we definitely need to break up that 1-2-3. Me and Impeg are going to be doing our very best to do that. But they're definitely working up there. The Fair Lady, I actually don't know what is in second. Corvette actually, maybe that might be Rally Tyre. So they've been struggling elsewhere around here. So it suggests maybe it's Rally Tyres or maybe it's something build-wise that really works here. I don't know. Too far back to really see. We might hopefully catch up and get involved. Really, we could do with me and the Aston Martin getting some of those positions. I'm just not sure I'm actually quick enough around here at the moment. I think I have got good pace, but we're so far back to start with almost that it's going to be difficult. Come on, Triumph. I think we're going to get past the Aston here. That will be us up into a 5th place. I mean, they're getting closer. The blue team have got to be really careful because they're all bunched up now. They do not want to fight each other here. That's the really important thing. The Fair Lady's run very wide through that section and has lost the lead and dropped back to 4th place. I say, look, of course we want red team. I want red team to win, but you know, from a neutral, maybe from you, the viewer standpoint, yeah, if blue team are going to win this round, you don't want to drop too far back. You want to try and keep that. Fair Lady's got a stupendous amount of speed going on, although it took a dive at a bad point and is potentially going to lose out. So, I mean, they're trying to get to the inside of Impega. They're on a funky line, so they end up losing a bunch of momentum. And that gives me an opportunity to try and get back past. Oh, we were on the outside through a bit of an iffy point there. It was ambitious going around the outside, especially, bear in mind here, you know, the Aston Martin was way too late on the brakes into turn 1. I appreciate the effort. It was a good try, just couldn't quite get it stopped. Yeah, you got to bear in mind, none of these cars are really suited, none of these cars are all that easy to drive, and you can go on the outside of the car, you've got to be aware, especially on dirt, that they might slide wide. And, you know, unfortunately, that's what happened for the Fair Lady, and yeah, I've been on the receiving end of those before, and I've done it to cars, not intentionally. You just run out of grip. We're going to have a go at the inside here, as we do. Let's say I'm worried about that Fair Lady's speed. We know it's very quick. Now our fight has probably prevented us from getting too many more positions. Now if we have got the Aston Martin pass. We need one more position here, somewhere, anywhere in the field. We need one more position if we are going to get this. Oh, the Fair Lady's back up the inside again. Aston Martin's turn to be on the outside. I'm going to hit that bump really hard. Don't clonk on the wall too badly. Okay, we hit the wall, but it could have been a lot worse. Aston Martin's to the outside now, trying to take 4th away from us. It gets it done for now. The Fair Lady is gone. I don't know what happened to it. It may have hit the bump awkwardly behind me. Blue team have still got the points, though. I don't know what happened elsewhere for things to change for us, because it was looking good for us, but blue team have got the points at the moment. Impega might be able to actually, no, even if Impega gets the pass done, it won't matter. It'll only put us 50 points short at the moment. Oh, I mean, unless Impega can get past Longbow and slow Longbow down enough, it looks like, though, not quite going to happen here. This has been a fantastic race. I feel sorry for the poor Nissan that have been fighting well, and those bumps, they get the better of you sometimes. I was so lucky I didn't have a worst crash on that wall. But there we go. Yeah, he's falling away from us a little bit. Got cars further back are struggling a smidge around here. The Triumph is good. Triumph is good. Impega, I don't know if did I beat Impega across the line? I didn't quite. Impega's a lucky bugger. It's not that it matters. It's not going to change a damn thing. Impega gets 3rd with the BMW. We chased down that MG pretty well. The Corvette was quick, I have to say. I don't know whether I could have beaten it had we started in a better position. TR6 is doing good. TR6 is doing good. It worked its way up through the field to a 4th place. So, for the final round of this team adventure, the Broadway Village circuit, is the track we're going to be using. Ooh, and I start from pole. This is going to be another defend the entire race. Maybe. Now, of course, that start-finish straight, I'll be quite nice. It's probably more difficult to defend, or more difficult to hold on around Broadway than it is Greendale in some ways. It's a shorter straight, although maybe there's some slightly less nasty corners. We'll have to see what we got around with us. The Corvette, I think the Corvette, a much more dirt specialist car, may not enjoy this whatsoever. Yeah, the plan is we're going to try. We might end up having that MGB behind us again the entire time. We'll see how it goes, but we're going to try and run away as best we can. I think that the handling cars are going to get, or the better handling cars are going to get the better of me here. But if we can build that gap up and maybe only limit them to a lap or two to try and find a way past me, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do in this. The MG is already here. Well, that's not what I wanted. That's basically the last thing that I want. I wanted the MG starting. I wanted all my main rivals starting at the back of the field, leave me alone for 3 laps, and then I can maybe hold on for a couple. That's the dream. Not what we're going to get. Well, the dream is have the fastest car. Well, no, you know what? Maybe not. Fastest car, you usually have a boring runaway at the front race. Maybe you want an exciting race, which we're probably going to have to. We're going to have to do this the hard way, I think. The MG is having a tough time getting past that Spitfire. Some excellent red team slowing down. Some excellent red team teamwork. Also, I should say, this is the deciding round of the adventure. Blue team have won 2, red team have won 2. Whoever wins this one will take the victory. It's been a close time of it so far. I've had that corner all sorts of wrong so far. There we go. I was actually expecting the MG to catch me a little bit more through that opening section. I would expect this to be a very good track for that 2002 Turbo. Tougher grid spots for Impega around here, that is for sure. We will dive under brakes. That's the corner where, if I'm going to get past, that's where it's going to happen. Right, you can see the MG is already there. Because of the nature of that turn, it's a difficult braking zone. It's where my car is going to be most exposed. The final corner you can get alongside, maybe, but I'm just going to out-drag you down towards turn 1. And turn 1, maybe you can have a dive if you are close enough, but I don't think the MG is going to be. So we can move across. Like, we're so much faster down here that I think we can almost not have to worry about defending turn 1. Here is very difficult to overtake. You can do it on these corners, and the MG may have a try on this section. It's a very difficult passing spot there if you want to go for it. It's super dangerous. The chances of you getting your nose cut off or something going wrong there is pretty high. The only plus point I really have for me is on the run up the hill there, I'm quick. I can use just the power of the Triumph. Force the MG around the outside. Now, if I can keep doing that, I'm happy. This is really going to be just piss off the MG for another race kind of a thing, I think. It may want to have a dive here. I don't think it's going to be close enough. And then it's not close enough this time around. Right, another race of defend like mad. 2 MGBs. Impega is in 4th with that BMW. I think stuck in traffic, as is sometimes the way when it comes to this. Will the MG have a big dive at turn 1? It might try it at some point. It might try it next lap around. If it hasn't got past before then, I can see the fences going. In fact, that might actually be enough to make it happen if it doesn't miss the checkpoint, which it didn't. Good pass from the MGB there. And we are not going to be giving up here, though, because we've got the straight line speed to try and make something happen. We lean a little bit on the MG. It's not going to be enough to prevent it from getting past us, though. We're both out wide through there, and this is where the power of the Triumph comes in. Come on, TR6. Get up the hill. Get up the hill. Now, the MG is going to be smart here. It's going to make life difficult for me, which is absolutely fair enough, although it gets a slide off the corner. That's not what it wanted. We're going to sneak back down the inside. There's such a noisy engine going on in that. Oh, the neck and neck across the line. If we do this next lap around, it's going to be interesting. Now it's going to be fun times. Now it's going to be fun times because we do not have a massive lead. The MG is going to sweep around the outside. Great pass. I will concede when I am beaten by a better pass. And that was spot on. I could have maybe run it in a little bit. I just didn't know what I was going to be able to do in terms of a line through there. That's a hell of a pass to pull that one off. Unless it makes a mistake, I'm now too far back. I can't do it. I just don't have the speed through this section to be close enough at the end of the lap, unless it gets street furnitured, which it does. Oh, now it's interesting. Oh, now it's going to be really interesting. What does the MG do? Because it goes super defensive here. It's going to have a tough time getting off the corner. Actually, it does a really good job with the final turn. I bobbled the curb a little too slow off that final line. Got away with the street furnituring. That was a hell of a race. Well done. We frustrated it for an entire race at Greendale. It got the revenge at Broadway. That's a brilliant pass into turn 1. And we are going to be... I have to settle for second. Oh no, and blue team might actually win. Overall. No, that's not how this was supposed to go at all. I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't even see what happened. We were far too busy in our own race. Blue team are going to win the adventure. That was a brilliant adventure. I like my Triumph. It's good fun. Doesn't work everywhere. Probably not technically speaking the fastest car here, but I do quite like it anyway. We had some brilliant racing, and that was absolutely fantastic racing. So, there we go. Blue team takes victory. We fought valiantly with the Triumph. We got a win in there, which is always good, and had some very good battles. That, though, is going to be it for this video. If you'd like to sign up and take part in the next one, you can via our forums. There's a link in the description. Find the FailRace versus the community section, and you can sign up in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.